up everybody, you are watching Combat Zone 101 and my name is Chris, and in this episode we are going to take a look at 10 whens and wheres that you should avoid to keep yourself safe and avoid any kind of danger that could possibly lead to a street fight, or someone will try to rob or rape or simply hurt you. Are you ready? If yes, let's start it. Alright, number one is definitely going out at the very late evening and at night. I think that I don't have to explain that much to you, but I will at least a bit, because well, some people are really into hanging out at night because it's like lack of people, no one disturbs them, and it's just fun. But there is the saying that after 10 p.m. nothing good actually may happen to you, and you should go sleep at that time. Well, I'm sure that this may be a little bit painful for your social life, but as you may see in lots of news, and not only in news, most of crimes happen at night. It's common because it's dark, it's easier to escape, it's easier to actually be not recognized by someone who's attacked, by the victim, and well, during night simply bad guys, thugs, they simply come out. It's like, you know, it's like animal world. You got those quite normal animals hanging out during daytime, and all tigers and other kinds of animals that are mostly dangerous, they are hanging out at night. Here comes same thing on the street or wherever you are. During night, most of bad things happens. And also try to avoid especially nights like during Friday or Saturday, when there are lots of parties, lots of alcohol, and some people may become really aggressive. Also some groups of people like hooligans, they may be looking for someone actually to attack just for fun, because they don't have anything better to do during the weekend. Another thing is knowing your city and districts. If you are living in certain city, then try to get to know in which district it's less dangerous, and in which district you shouldn't actually hang out, especially at night, but not only. For example, I am living in a district where actually a few streets earlier before my street, there are some buildings where some people of such kind are living, that actually right now I wouldn't go there, because you know, I don't really feel like I would like to have a fight now and protect myself from some flying bottles and some idiots with bats or anything like that running towards me. But yeah, it happens. My district has had actually bad reputation. Right now it's getting better, but still, right now I was just standing in front of my house. I was sitting in a car of my friend. We are talking, and it's already late evening here. It's actually night, and there were two guys like drunk, and they were going on the street, and we were like, well, we'll see what happens. But definitely find out which area in your city is dangerous, which area should be avoided, and maybe if your city has some crimes committed at certain part of it or time, then you should avoid that time or places as well. Nightclubs with bad reputation and all kinds of actually places where people are gathering. If you are going to some kind of place, then check out some opinions in the internet. For example, I was checking opinions about nightclubs because I wanted to go to some nightclub. Well, everything is for people, right? Just you have to know how to do it in a normal, good way, so you can get any kind of benefit from it. And I was checking opinions about those nightclubs, and you know what? There are like people commenting what is going on in certain place during events or gatherings of people, and you may find out that, for example, some nightclub has very negative opinion, that there are many people who are actually hooligans, who are thugs, and who are coming there mostly to fight with someone, to attack someone. So it's definitely good to move your ass and just check out in the internet about the place you are going to, so you will know if it's a good idea or not. Maybe you should avoid something or someone, and you will be safer for sure. Areas of certain sport fanatics. That means stadiums, that means some districts. Well, for example, here where I'm living in Poland, we have so many hooligans, football hooligans or soccer hooligans. If you are from from the US, the situation isn't nice. It seems like you may be walking on the street and a group of young people may come up to you. They may ask you which football club you are supporting, and well, if you answer them wrong, then you probably will have some problems. So you don't want to do it, and at least I don't, because what's the reason for what? I'm not even into football at all. I prefer cars, I prefer drifting and so on, and martial arts and self-defense. So definitely this is something to avoid as well. You don't want to find such place on your road to back to home or to any other kind of place. Stadiums and all kinds of pubs, because there are, I think it was even shown in the Green Street Hooligans movie that there are some pubs, for example in England, but in other countries probably as well, where some football fanatics, football hooligans gather and have a party. And if you want to go to such place, then well, be prepared that you may get into some trouble. Back streets and empty kind of streets. Well, there are some back streets or some streets that are like quite empty. You don't want to go there, especially at night. But overall, if you are having possibility of choosing between the street that there are many people, that there are many cars, and a back street that will give like 10-15 minutes of advantage of walking, for example, then choose that larger one with lots of people, lots of cars, because sooner or later someone may call the police if something will happen to you. And on the back street you never know what will happen, and probably you may find yourself laying on the street or in some dirty corner while bleeding. So yeah, this is something that you should avoid as well. And back streets, empty streets, if you know that on some street after some hour it becomes empty, then choose the other one where there are lots of people. So mostly let's keep to downtown, to centrum, where the nightlife is like a quite common thing, and there are like lots of lamps and lots of people, lots of cars. Well, you may feel safer because sooner or later the police or will come, or someone will call them. And yeah, I think that's it about back streets and empty streets. Also, some blockhouses and some buildings have some gates in them, or some kind of yards after those gates, after you enter those gates. Avoid them. Don't try to walk near them, because they are mostly dark and you have no idea, literally no idea, who is there. I had such example of a small adventure about gates and yards inside. I was on a date with one girl, and we were walking on some kind of boulevard. It was like a street between some buildings which had gates, and after those gates there were some kind of yards. And there was a woman who asked us if you would like to take a survey, and that she will give us chocolate after that. So we're like, no, I'm not sure. And she said that, well, but I will give you chocolates, and we just have to go to that into that gate, to that yard, and just see what we can do. Well, we said no. We said no from that obvious reason that I had no idea what the hell is in, or who the hell is inside that gate on that yard, and if something could happen, then all those people walking around wouldn't know that we are getting robbed or beaten up or whatever. So avoid those places because they are simply dangerous and you may be out of sight of other people and no one will be able to help you or call for help. Liquor stores and all kind of stores and shops that are selling mostly alcohol, especially during nighttime. The reason why you should avoid those places is that simply they sell alcohol, and most of thugs like alcohol, or alcohol also makes some people aggressive. The very good example of it was that I was with one girl next to such shop. We were waiting for a bus and there were so many drunk people and they were like looking at us in a way that like they would like to rape her and beat me up. I don't know, but there were like really few guys who were just so drunk and they were like looking like someone who you don't want to meet. So liquor malls, all kinds of stores selling alcohol, get out from there because you may really end up in a trouble as well. Parks and some kind of forests. There are some like small forests in some cities where there are like some wild parks or something like that, and some parks commonly in the city. Well, those places can be dangerous because you never know what actually there is there. And for example, my mother was once walking through a park that is near my house, and that park was earlier without all those lamps and nice paved ways, and she was having lots of money in her bag. She had to actually walk with them through there. I'm not sure why, I don't remember, but there was a guy that started to follow her. And she was really scared because there were like literally no people around. Suddenly no one was around. Before there were people walking. When that guy appeared, no one was around. And that's quite a common thing, I guess, that no one is around us when we are getting into trouble. And she was walking there and he was following her. She just turned and asked him, "What the hell you want from me?" And well, that guy actually stopped following her, but she might get into serious trouble. And she says that probably that guy was like from out from the city because she never actually saw him again in our city after that event. So parks and some small forests, just overall forests. Well, why would you want to go to the forest, especially alone or at night? It's ridiculous. All right, number 9. Definitely football matches. Football matches, all kinds of protests, of riots. If you see such thing on the TV and someone wants to you go out with him or her, or you want to go out there, well, don't. Because football matches, that means lots of football hooligans or soccer hooligans and other sport fanatics who may be aggressive, who may ask you which club you support, and if you answer wrong, then they will beat you up. And also, in the same time, it's important to not wear any kind of things that are in colors similar to opposite club. My friend, my good friend of mine from university, he was once wearing a scarf that was in red and white color, and suddenly the car appeared on the street. It stopped at the bus stop where he was waiting for a bus, and few guys came out from it and just beat him and his mates up just for nothing because they were having some neckties. They were having some scarves around their necks that were in some colors. So football matches, protests, because there are lots of emotions going on and people are sometimes really aggressive. And riots, of course, that's obvious, I guess, that those events are dangerous and they may increase amount of danger, of possible danger and trouble you may get into if you go out from your house during such events when they occur. And the last thing, I'm not sure if it's that popular, but those are underground roads under the streets, under large crossroads. Well, it's better to go up outside, on the outside part. The reason is, in such places, sometimes there are no people, sometimes there are problems with light, you may not see everyone, and well, there are some thugs who may be hidden there, who may be hiding there. You don't want to meet them, you want to avoid them, so yeah, avoid such places. Unless you are walking in a large group of people, then it's fine, but alone at night, no way. We are having such example of such thing in the city near mine, where there was a huge investigation. They made such pathways under the street, and no one is walking there because there are like really lots of thugs sitting there or just walking around, and people don't want to go there because it's simply dangerous. Alright, so those were 10 whens and wheres to avoid to stay safe. I hope that this episode was informative for you and that you have learned something new. Don't forget to comment, subscribe and rate for more, and check out my Facebook fan page. The link is in the description. See you in another episode of Combat Zone 101. Stay safe and take care. Bye.